Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like we've had a couple of days to let the horrible news over the last 48 hours sink in. And that betrayal, that treacherous behavior will not be forgotten. This will be remembered. The North remembers. All of a sudden when Arsenal put in bids, guys got deals complete within 48 hours. All of a sudden, when them man put in bids, guys are withdrawing from their European Cup games. Say no more, Mr. Eze. Say no more. Anyways, I feel like it's time to move on, time to move forward, and I thought I'd do this video just quickly summarizing 5 players that I think Spurs should be targeting from now till the end of the window, so we're not left short-handed this season. Now let me know your thoughts in the comments, who you think should be coming in and why. Like the video, of course, and stay tuned for plenty more videos coming. Let's get into it. Now, at the moment, Spurs' attacking options look like this. You've got Solanke and Richarlison as your 2 main strikers. You've got Tell and Odegaard as your left wing options. On the right wing, you have Brennan Johnson and Khannouss. And in the number 10 role, you have Maddison and Kulusevski. Now, looking at that group, in my eyes, there are still kind of questions remaining. Is there enough goals in those strikers? Are Tell and Odegaard ready to take that mantle from Son Heung-min? Maddison and Kulusevski out for quite a while, it seems. So who is the natural creative replacements in that position? Hopefully some of these 5 players that I'll go through today will answer some of these holes and questions that we have in our midfield. Number 1, I have gone for Maghnes Akliouche, 23-year-old midfielder at Monaco, and someone who has been linked with Spurs throughout this summer on a couple of occasions, but nothing has really come to fruition yet. Now, he's had back-to-back seasons where he's pretty much put up decent numbers, in my opinion. Last year was his breakthrough year with 8 goals and 4 assists. Now, maybe not the highest numbers you could look at, but definitely an improvement this year with 7 goals and 12 assists, and predominantly plays on the right wing, but can also play in that 10 position. Someone who is a natural creator, someone who has a natural eye for a pass rather than a score-first winger, but someone who's also not shy of chipping in defensively, getting back and doing the hard yards. In Thomas Frank's system, I feel like this is going to be huge and needed. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Kulusevski in the way he can play a couple of positions, but also isn't scared of getting involved in that dogged work. But a natural creator, someone who wants to create first, that's what I need in this team, and that is something that he brings. For me, he'd bring healthy competition to that right wing with Brennan Johnson and Khannouss there already. It would probably allow Khannouss to move into the number 10 position, which in my opinion, I think he's probably more of a natural in. But I would love to see Maghnes Akliouche at this club. He is definitely one of the signings I would put all my money behind. Next up, number 2, I have gone for Bilal El Khannouss, who is another player who has actually been linked with Spurs sparingly here and there, but is supposedly the replacement for Ebere Eze at Crystal Palace. And the rumoured price tag is around 25 million, which in my opinion seems like a bargain. Only 21 years old, mind you. And I know the numbers last season where he got 3 goals and 5 assists in all competitions might not seem like the biggest thing. And it might seem like, hold on, what the hell are we getting here? For me, he is someone who you're buying for potential, for sure. And people might say, okay, we want ready-made players. I think what I saw last season, this guy is on the precipice of exploding. He just needs the right coaching and the right arm around him, in my opinion. And I think someone like Thomas Frank can get that out of him. I think he's a natural creator, someone who plays in that 10, but can drift out to the left, can cover on the left wing position. And at 25 mil, is it really a high-risk move? The raw ability and talent that I saw within him, I still feel like there's so many levels to go. And he just smells of one of those players that if we don't get him now for this 25 million price and we let him go to a Crystal Palace, within 2 years we'll be quoted 60, 70 million for him. And I'm not trying to do that. So how about we get ahead of the curve on this one, in my opinion? I think Bilal is someone who, if you watch Leicester at any point last year, you would have seen what I'm talking about. That is a special footballer and someone who has that technical brilliance that can really elevate a team. Someone who I want in my team. Number 3, I have gone for Eliesse Ben Seghir, 20-year-old Monaco Academy graduate and teammate of Akliouche, funnily enough. Enjoyed a huge breakout campaign last year with 9 goals and 4 assists. Now, being slightly younger than Akliouche, Akliouche is 23 years old, he is 20. there's going to be some inconsistencies in his game. And I feel like you saw that last season towards the second half of the year, where first half he really had some standout performances, brilliant game against PSG, I remember. But in the second half, you started to see those kind of teething problems that you see with youngsters sometimes now, where Akliouche is kind of more of a passing winger and more of a natural creator that I spoke about. Seghir is really more of a direct player. He's really more of a 1v1 specialist on that counter-attack, that type of threat that you need. And in our system with that 3-5-2, I feel like similar to what Khannouss did versus PSG, he can come in and do that, and predominantly plays on the left wing, can also play in the 10, and I'm sure you're noticing a pattern here with every player I'm suggesting. They're playing multitude of positions. They multifunctional player, multifaceted individuals. This is what I want. I don't want no more wing specialists. I don't want no more just a 10 and 10 only. Nah, brother. This team has clearly shown we're going to play a couple of different systems this season. Are you able to adapt? Are you able to can you shake? Can you move? You know what I mean? Like, I want players who can do a different types of jobs. Sometimes you might have Khannouss through the middle. Sometimes you might have Khannouss on the right. Sometimes you might have Seghir in the middle. Sometimes you might have him on the left. So quality players who are going to bring excitement, who are going to raise the technical level, who are going to bring creativity to the midfield, but can also do multiple roles. This is what I want. And following along those lines, number 4 is Lucas Paquetá. Now, this one might catch a couple of people off guard, but West Ham have supposedly put him up for sale, and the rumoured price is around 40 million. Now, since he's had the whole betting scandal, I think about a year and a half ago, 2 seasons ago, I will admit, Lucas Paquetá maybe hasn't been at that same level as he did when he first came through. However, that debut season, that debut first year and a half, that was a jogador. That was a special talent. That was a real Brazilian. Although we haven't seen the best of him over the past 18 months or so, of course the betting scandal issue had a knock-on effect. But then I look at West Ham and I think, is it the environment as well? Is the system he's playing and getting the best out of him? Or is it a personnel issue? And I look at those and I'm like, I genuinely think if you take Paquetá out of West Ham and put him in a more functional team, put him in a better attacking team, you put him in under a better coach, I think you get a much better player. And as much as, you know, it's maybe a bit of a gamble, I look at his age and I think there's maturity there. There's a World Cup at the end of the year and he's pretty much lost his Brazil place in that midfield. He's going to come in with a point to prove. So someone who can play a couple of different positions similarly, on the right, on the left, through the middle, can even play in the 8 in a deeper position. Someone who isn't shy of the hard work, has that technical ability that can raise the levels at this midfield. 40 million? I mean, we've already gone to the West Ham well once for Khannouss this year. It hasn't turned out too bad. And I remember people were looking at him last year saying, is it really what we need? After the first couple of games, you're realising it's exactly what we need. So I'm looking at Paquetá and I'm thinking, could that be a similar issue where you get a player who's performing badly in a bad environment, put him in a better environment, you might get a better player. And I look at Paquetá and I'm thinking, you look like one of those guys. Now, number 5, I have gone for Harvey Elliott. Now, this one might come as a surprise, but I'm a real big fan of Harvey Elliott. I think he is a brilliant player who has been very unfortunate with injuries, very unfortunate to be at a Liverpool team that is competing on all fronts. So therefore, they constantly have to recruit top-level talent. They have to add strength and depth. And he has almost been a victim of that, pushing him down the pecking order. Now, of course, fitness is a concern, but I feel he is someone who hasn't really been given a chance to prove his fitness as well. Whenever he's come back fit, he's having to get sparing minutes off the bench. And a lot of times I feel like he's done well with those sparing minutes. I also feel like he needs a Klopp-like coach who is going to put his arm around him. Klopp, when he signed him, that's what he was doing pretty much. He was kind of almost grooming him for that first team role eventually. And since Arne Slot's come in, Arne Slot's all about winning. I get it. You got trophies to deliver, big man. But Harvey Elliott, for me, I just feel like under someone like Thomas Frank, could be developed right, could be given the right minutes. With Maddison and Kulusevski out injured, could play in his natural number 10 role. Could, like with Khannouss, could maybe drift out to the right wing as well. So I think he's someone who maybe hasn't been given the opportunities, but I don't think you can doubt his ability one bit, in my opinion. Now, the price tag is probably where it becomes an issue because Liverpool, I think, still rate him very highly, and I'm not looking to pay maybe the same prices that I would for some of the other guys I listed. I would probably look at this deal and say to Liverpool, hey, how about you give us a loan with maybe an option to buy? Because then that loan gives us time for him to prove his fitness, his consistency. It gives us time to kind of really not put the money up front and really take the gamble on someone who is shown to have injury issues and kind of fitness concerns. If he can prove that to us and he can show us that bit of quality that we need, I'm more than happy to sign someone like a Harvey Elliott on a permanent. But initially, I would be a little bit hesitant and would probably go for a loan deal. Honourable mentions, of course. I think some people will be wondering, why the hell is Tyler Dibbling not on this list? Now, the only reason why I haven't included him in is because I see him more as a natural winger. I see him last season at Southampton, he pretty much played on the right wing and right wing only. I don't really see him as someone who can play maybe through the central positions and maybe even on the left-hand side. Could he? I'd love to see that. I think Southampton are still driving a high price for him as well. He's someone who's definitely going to help them come back up to the Premier League next year if they have hopes of that this season. And I imagine for his development as well, it actually would do him well to spend a year in the Championship and really become that top dog at Southampton. Coming to Spurs, who are in the Champions League, trying to compete for silverware, there's a lot of positions to compete for as well. He might potentially get stunted. That's my fear. So, in all honesty, I think if we did a thing where maybe we signed him, loaned him back, and then brought him back, but that doesn't benefit us right now. That's the only way I can kind of see Tyler Dibbling working at Spurs. I still think he's very raw, and it'd be too much pressure for him to come right now. Go and develop yourself at Southampton, spend another year in the Championship, become one of the top Championship players, and then in the summer, maybe, who knows, we can discuss then. But that is all I've got for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know a couple of players you'd love to see Spurs sign from now till the end of the season, why you'd love to see them sign it. Let me know what you think on the picks I have made as well. Like the video, of course, if you've made it this far. Would really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel. I will have plenty more stuff coming. Man City watch along tomorrow as well. So make sure you're tuning in for that. I will catch you guys on the next video. Take care.